Go live, go live, go live. Want to talk about social justice junkies, and it kind of ties into some of the stuff I was talking about yesterday, in the sense of like pretty much holding the matrix up, and for the most part, from an intellectual or from the spiritual community. Well, I can't even say this because I be seeing people that claim spirituality still be trying to vote like that shit matters. That's what I kind of like when you fully understand that voting doesn't matter. Like you give up that fight and trying to even care about politics. So if we amplify those things and bring it into debates, or I guess minimize those things and bring it into debates and how we argue, fight for social shit that it's really just a matter of opinion and perspective. Like if somebody doesn't view your opinion, like they're not truly, I mean, if they're not listening or caring about your opinion, that's not really true oppression. If they're not affecting how you move or your space, and I think that's where we get racism confused. That's where we get shit oppression confused because racism is only if somebody can affect your space. If ain't nobody affecting your space in the sense of how you move, bro, then you're good. And for the most part, we only have systematic oppression and systematic racism. We have people acting out those things because they work for these systems, but for the most part, they have no control over these things. If they didn't have those forces or authority behind them, what they were doing wouldn't even matter. They'll just be like another form of the KKK. And think from the black community, how serious do we take the KKK? I mean, there is a community out there going and try to go to anti-rallies and shit like that, take down Confederate flags. But I'm not a part of that community. Those are the people I'm talking about. Like, why does it matter that they hang their flags up? Like, why does it matter that they tell their truths? Like, doesn't that only help you understand where you lie? You need to stop trying to change people and make these people what politically correct. Because when people start becoming, all they have to do is hide from keywords, and that shit's bullshit. Because if they don't say those keywords, then they're good people. They're honest people. But if they're still operating those systems and just not saying those keywords, they're good people. That doesn't make sense to me. And that's like most of us that's operating in the matrix. Y'all avoiding, or for spiritual people, you say keywords that make you still try to hold the matrix up by really taking part in certain conversations that really don't matter or affect us truly. And the reason I'm getting into it is with the breastfeeding shit. Of course, I understand that a woman wants to breastfeed and people to feel like she's like, I mean, I don't know, to feel like trying to figure out the words to say, like she's accepted or like that's something that she's. But at the end of the day, if nobody changed the laws of it, it doesn't matter, bro. Like there's ignorant people out here. You cannot change ignorance by just. I mean, honestly, you cannot change ignorance. You only can rise above it. Point blank. Period. That's what Jesus had to do. That's what we all have to do, bro. Like trying to argue with somebody that's not intellectual as you or not understanding or any. It's like, bro, just move around. Point blank. Period. Get into a new space. Point blank. Period. I mean, there's other things you could talk about in the sense of trying to overthrow these systems. But like I said, I think everything comes from within first. Then you can try to go out. But for the most part, bro, like social justice junkies are pretty much an archetype that the media knows will be out there, bro. They're literally trolling y'all to be social justice junkies, bro. Point blank. Period. That's why they put all this shit up. Like they want these bullshit activists, bro, because activists work inside the system. Point blank. Period. Like you have to be something that's never been here before. Like period. You have to understand way more shit than anybody else before you have to understand, bro, because that's been done before, and they've literally made an account of that and know how to deal with that to a certain extent. Like, so you have to be stronger than that. You have to be on some eternal shit more than some outspoken, um, really just outspoken trying to state your opinion all the time. Of course, I state my opinion on my show, but I'm not trying to like change. I mean, on my channel, but I'm not trying to literally change nobody's mind. This is me expressing myself. So people, if they want to listen, people that's like me, if they want somebody, if they're searching for somebody else to listen to, like I'm out here. Like I got tired of honestly. This is how I look at social media junkies. They're the people in YouTube comments, not the people making the channels. So for me, I made it. I started like what made me get into my channel like cold heartedly. I was just tired of listening to spiritual people. I felt like they was missing something, and I said I'm gonna be the point. I'm gonna be that part that I feel that people are missing. So I started making YouTube channels, and I express myself from that standpoint. I don't go into their comments and talk about how this is that and this is that. Of course, I be in comments because I just think the shit funny. Like I'm a natural troll. I'm still human. Point blank. Period. I like comments. They're fun to deal with. I still get on Twitter, all that shit. But in the same instance, I know what the fuck I'm doing when I'm doing this shit. Now I'm not about to really get into an argument with nobody. I'm not about to get overly emotional with nobody. I'm not about to really even give a fuck about what somebody else has to say. Like I'm gonna say my little shit and get up out of there. Pretty much. Somebody want to say something different, I might go at it. I might not. But yeah, that's how I look at social media junkies, bro. If you creating your own channel, creating your own work, that's cool. Express yourself, do that. But don't be out here trying to change people's minds, bro. Like that's it's pointless. Because that's honestly, and this going to spirituality, bro. Like that's where people start thinking everybody got to think alike, and that's where religion fails, bro. Because it tries to conform you into one idea of thought, bro. And it's not the case, bro. We're all different, and we're all the same at the same time. So in that same difference, we're gonna all have we might all be doing the same thing in different paths. It looks different. Period. We might be all transforming into gods, but doing it in a whole different way. Point blank. Period. You can argue with me 100%. I don't give a fuck. Like at the end of the day, it don't matter because I know what I'm trying to become, and I'm off topic. But like I said, pretty much I just get tired of the social media junkies because they're not really understanding what's going on. Like Panic was just saying that the fact that you care, the fact that it shows a level of attention, and if you're paying attention to it, that means there's some type of energy or flow going into it, so it exists even more. And if it's inside the matrix, you now let the matrix exist longer. But even more than that, like if you was rich, bro, and a person came up to you talking about you broke, you poor, all that shit, you gonna listen to him? No, you gonna laugh at them. So that's why I was the same what I said with the KKK. Like black people, you shouldn't take the KKK serious. As long as they're not hanging you at this current moment, or not this current moment, but if they're not hanging you, if they're not literally oppressing you, like I've never seen a nigga in a white sheet, so I'm not worried about them. Like I know it's niggas that exist just as bad as them in the actual systems of society, and I pay attention to that shit more to try to stay outside of the systems, and that's why I talk about not trying to go to jail at all, like because I understand those systems. Modern day slavery. But this is off topic. My girl on the phone has to do this thing called sparkle something, and it's where they clean up the cafeteria because they got in trouble. Nigga, that's free labor, and they get niggas ready for that shit when they go to prison. Like it went from being in solitary confinement, which is being in ISS, in school suspension. Sometimes they used to exile you, but when you exile the shit, niggas be having fun. So they realized in school suspension. Then we talked about Saturday school. Like nigga, you gonna make us go to school when it ain't mandatory. Oh shit. But what happened? What I was saying. Damn, I forgot that fast, man. Damn, phone call. Social media junkies. Not being focused. Staying out the systems. I said not being focused 100%. Fuck, man. Oh, school. I was talking about the school and getting niggas ready for prison. Pretty much, they got Saturday school making mandatory, in school suspension, all that shit. And you see the political cartoons and talk about how you just prepping and brainwashing kids to get ready, bro. And you see it, bro. Public school has the highest number of minorities going from prison to from education system to prison. Like if you were suspended or if you was punished in school, niggas ready. And the fact that they make niggas clean the school now, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, it's just, bro, the fact that they have that much power over you, bro. And then the parents just be willing, oh, yeah, you got in trouble, so now you got to go to school on Saturday. You don't understand what the fuck you doing. Bro, that shit is a slippery slope, man. That shit's crazy, bro. The fact that a school has that much authority over your kid. Like, bitch, I punished my kid, thank you. I got it. I don't need you. But like, oh, bro, that shit's sickening. Like when you just the fact I had hurt when I heard it, bro. That's straight free labor. And you picking up after hundreds of kids after in lunch, nigga. That's the worst period, nigga. If you don't hire some more custodians, that's some fucked up shit, bro. Like that's me being a social junkie, though. For real, for real. Because at the end of the day, y'all know this shit fucked up, and a deeper picture is not even like, bro, the educational system, having your kid in there already there. So that's why I be saying, like, we be arguing little points and systems to make shit better, but it's like, if you really look at the educational system, it's never been good for it. So why are you trying to tweak and fix foundations that's been trashed for you? That's like a Jew trying to tweak Hitler's propaganda. Hey, man, let's debate and go about this. He ain't, bro. No, that's not the person. You need to be talking to the masses living in it. The only thing you probably could do for the most part is, share your message and show how. I mean, that his light not gonna work. But necessarily arguing with him, bro, and talking with him or anybody that truly follows his regime will be pointless. You have to get to the people that's not being touched by that shit. So that's why I say, like, with the social justice shit, bro, like to a lot of shit we really don't have to give light to because they're not really affecting us in a sense. I know I just said the Hitler shit, and that goes deeper. There's levels to the shit, but just giving examples, bro. Let me see how much I got. 8%. Yeah, I mean, pretty much just understanding, bro. Like we keep the matrix up with these pointless arguments. They troll us, like the media troll us with these arguments. Like when they call us criminals, or when they post our when they post our a mugshot. And this is the example I go to. Every time we boycott some shit, they numbers go up. I mean, not boycott. Every time we protest against some shit, their numbers go up. Only place that we haven't seen that was the NFL, but that's a whole nother story. Their numbers was already going down. But in the same sense, we seen Starbucks. I think numbers go up. We seen what's that place with the monkey where the boy had the best monkey in the jungle type shit. They numbers went up. Like we constantly see numbers go up when we start protesting shit. So it shows a lack of attention because a lot of the times all you're doing is calling out the other opposite side, and then they're forced to stand up and then show their way and show who they really support. So now they only make the systems that support them only stronger because now they go out and go buy shit or whatever. And it's like, live your life, be secretive, and just see how everybody moves, bro. If a nigga got a fucking Hitler statue or a Confederate flag in his fucking in his yard, all right, thank you. I know not to fuck with you. I'm glad you had that shit hanging up rather than not hanging up. Like I don't get why we want niggas to be politically correct. Like, bro, that shit is dangerous, bro. Speak your mind. It's so many, like the fact that niggas think Trump is the worst president or Bush is the worst spoken. Nigga, every other president has been past. I just talked about that shit. But we think Trump is bad because he speaks his mind, but niggas, other niggas that's been just as quiet doing worse shit to you. It's a nigga named Mono. I mean, I'm not getting into physical shit because I know it's mind over matter, but it's a nigga named Masano that's my shit tripping, man. I'm about to go on here, get up out of here. Kind of got a little lost in there, but I ain't gonna say you should necessarily pay attention to them. I'm just giving my point and showing like there's other people that's really out here that's quiet that, bro, if they were speaking their mind, you would be able to see them a lot clearer. So if you get rid of keywords, you only letting them know your chess moves and your pieces and what you notice and what you pay attention to. So when if I can avoid this shit, they'll never notice me type shit. Or if I can tell them this is what a racist is, they'll notice what a true racist is. That's the whole where social justice and activists get lost there, bro, because they're fighting the wrong people, point blank, period. But and I had some more shit to say. I'm gonna have to come back and do it later. Thanks for liking, thanks for commenting, thanks for sharing. I'll be live later after I charge my phone. Peace.